we stick to a scope where we want to see the whole house, and it has to draw a picture.
And that's like the most important part.
Yeah, it's like the presentation, but the thing is, you have to do a really good job to be confident that you can walk your clients around. Our job is to basically do an inspection, find things that are not typical or not done to normal standards, and figure out why that was done that way.
So what is a home inspection and why is it important? Today I have with me Kevin Baldonado. What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, well, Kevin, thanks for joining me today. Today, Kevin's going to be talking to us about what is a home inspection and why is it important to get one. Kevin, please introduce yourself. Tell us where what company you work for, and tell us a little bit more about you.
I work for JDA Home Inspection. I was trained by John Fleener. Basically, he started the company 10 years ago.
Kevin, so tell us, what exactly is a home inspection, and what does it cover?
So basically, I would say it's almost like a doctor's checkup. So you go to your doctor. He basically does a physical. He looks at you for in a broad sense, and then if something comes up, he sends you to a specialist. Well, my job is to basically do a broad inspection. And if I see something with question marks, what is this? Why was there a repair here? They added something here. Why did they do this? Or that's not probably doesn't look correct. You should probably have somebody come take a look at it. Our job is to basically do an inspection, find things that are not typical or not done to normal standards, and figure out why that was done that way. If we can't figure it out, that's where we try and push you to get someone who can. And it's just sort of the broad inspection.
One thing that I get a lot is, why should I hire a home inspector when, I could just have my cousin come check out the house?
That's a good question. So technically, the state of California does not require you to be certified at all. Certified, licensed, trained. You can hire your cousin if you'd like. But if he doesn't have a system, if he doesn't have something he sticks to, if he doesn't have a way to look at things, if he doesn't have a way to track down what he's looking at in the attic space, oh, that's the vent fan for the bathroom, oh, that's the framing above the garage. But if he doesn't have a system that he's familiar with, that he's done hundreds of times, I don't know why you'd even ask him to do it for free. It's just, he's going to cost you money in the long run. Yeah, you saved $400 on a home inspection, but you probably just cost yourself $50,000 in repairs.
Well, we get that a lot, man. That's probably like the number one reason people don't want a home inspection. So you mentioned having a system. What type of system are you using to inspect the home? And then how do you give that over to the buyer?
Well, so the way we're trained is that we have a checklist of basically a packet that we stick to. I memorize that checklist. I have that from top to bottom. I see it in my mind as I'm inspecting the home, but we have a checklist that we stick to. And at the end of the inspection, I'll kind of go through it just to make sure that I didn't forget, but that typically doesn't happen. I basically take as many pictures as I can. I take pictures of what's the problem, where is it at? So that way, when you're reading my report, I don't just give you the problem. I give you, hey, where this is located. It's very rare, but I will try to include what it could be, like what this could possibly be caused by. A lot of home inspectors speak in terms of possible, maybe, just to kind of protect themselves. But we stick to a scope where we want to see the whole house, and it has to draw a picture. So basically, it's almost like a puzzle, and you're putting the pieces around the puzzle. You start with the outline, and then you fill them in. So that's basically how it starts.
Now, do you guys pull up carpets?
It's a non-invasive inspection, and basically, it's a scope that me and my clients agree to. That I did not pull up carpets. I did not open up drywall. If there is an access where they built like a built-in little door that opens and closes, I get to open that. I'll open that up and close it when I'm done. But as far as opening up drywall or opening up outlets, we typically don't do that. But we do want to be as invasive as we can be without opening up anything that's permanently installed.
Do you have any scary stories of going in those crawl spaces? Because you couldn't pay me enough to go under there.
You know what? Someone's got to do it. That's just the way it feels. Like someone's got to do it. And I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 265 right now. I'm 6'4". So when I do a lot of contorting, a lot of breathing exercises so that I can properly get in and not get stuck, which there was one time I did get stuck and it wasn't good. I literally had to dig soils from underneath me so I could breathe. That was probably a little bit of a. I was taking a chance, but luckily the soils were loose. If the soils were a little bit harder, that I might have been more panic situation.
When you're done with your inspection, like so you walk the clients around. Tell us a little bit more about that, because that is, in my opinion, that's like the most important part.
Yeah, it's like the presentation, but the thing is, you have to do a really good job to be confident that you can walk your clients around. If you didn't do a good job, if you skipped things or thought it's not a big deal, or you didn't move, just do the little bit of work to like look around the corner, you know, you're gonna have that doubt, and that doubt will set in when you're presenting the house. So you have to do the best job you can. So when you're walking your client around, it's with confidence. So when they're going through my report and they're seeing the verbiage, and the verbiage is a lot more technical and not less practical than how my walk around is, I want them to know I'm available. So my personal phone number is on the front page of that report for my clients, so they can call me anytime if they have questions about the house, questions about the report. I just want to be available.
No, I love it. No, I love it. You've probably inspected like 100 homes for me at least.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's probably been about that number.
So as being a real estate agent, I've heard a lot of other realtors mention like, oh, that inspector, I'm not talking about you, inspectors in general, like, oh man, that inspector, he killed my deal. He was too thorough. He just made a big deal over the littlest thing. So do you get that a lot? Do you ever have people like, don't look so hard?
Yeah, you're right. That's a great question, and the reason why the way you worded it, you kill my deal. I hear it a lot, and I'm not trying to do that. But what happens is that some agents I don't feel are experienced enough to process all the information that's coming in. Maybe they've used inspectors over the years that were less thorough, more general. Like, just look at the roof, look at this, look at the plumbing. I don't need to really look at the sinks. Just kind of make sure water runs hot, cold. Our scope can be very narrow. But in this case, it's all about the experience of the agent at that point, because your client looks to the agent for help at that point.
Yeah, so, sometimes I have clients that are, they'll freak out at the inspection, but like for us, like for me, I see them all the time. I'm like, this is like the last 30 houses I sold, you know? So it's like, it's most of the houses have like a lot of the same things that are wrong with them, right? Like due to wear and tear. That's what I've noticed.
A lot of inspectors won't include the wear and tear. They'll say that that's for every other house too, but I don't know what the wear and tear might lead to someday. I don't know if you don't reseal your grout lines around your sink. I don't know if that's not going to lead to an issue that you won't see for years.
Right, right. My favorite is near the end of life expectancy. It's like, so how much longer will it last then?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's where the clients go. Wait, it's past its lifetime. Well, an agent would say, well, here in California, we don't run our heaters very often, or we don't run our AC very often here by the beach. They won't, they'll know that we don't run that very often, so that's why it might last longer than typical. I won't speak outside of my expertise at this point, but typically a homeowner gets a home warranty, and a home
Right,
warranty
right.
has with a lot of those
Yeah,
issues that it was working when I inspected the house, so therefore it should still be working later on. So if it does go bad, your home warranty or homeowner's insurance takes care of that.
yes, the home inspection goes hand in hand with the home warranty, because if you have the home inspection, it's great to be able to prove to the home warranty that all this was, in working order when you inspected the property. So with the home inspection, what else do you inspect? So are we doing, so I think you guys will do the roof. What about like the pools, spas? What if there's like a separate dwelling? Is all that included?
So yes, it is included. For us, we do pools. It's more general. Again, I'm not going to drain the pool to look at the surface, but you can see kind of what's going on with the pool just from a general sense. There's a lot of code updates with pools. Especially California got a little bit more strict in the past few years. They wanted alarms on doors, but and gates to open towards the streets, things like that.
If you're selling your house, is it a good idea to also get a home inspection before you sell it? How do you feel about that?
So I typically, again, I don't like analogies for homes, but more in this market, it feels like I'm getting I'm answering it for myself, and it kind of feels like if you're in a game, it's like having the ball in your court with the lead, because now you are listing your house with the confidence of I got a home inspection, I have a report, and the price that I listed at, I feel like it's the value of my home.
Oh, well, you know, I feel the same way because I'm pushing to do pre-inspections on every house that we're selling. And, you know, it really helps you justify the price, right? Because you know what's wrong with it. You could take that preemptive, route and have some of these things fixed before you hit the market. And, you know, so I have some sellers say, but now we're going to uncover things, defects with the property that we're going to have to share. And it's like, well, the buyers are going to do a home inspection anyways, and they're going to uncover these things. And it's better to, uncover it at the beginning, and you could share it with them at the beginning so that the offer that they write is like a real offer. Because when they start finding all these things out mid escrow, that's when we start having, cancellations. I think that's like the number one reason for cancellations is the home inspections. So you've been doing this for a long time. What is the longest it has taken you to inspect a property?
Well, the biggest house I've inspected on my own was 6,000 square feet. It took me 7 hours to inspect it. I won't really include that because that entailed it's mostly like a mansion pretty much. But that really wasn't it. But it did take me it took me 5 hours to inspect a 1,200 square foot single family residence, and took me forever. There's just item after item of I had to note this. The electrical was I don't know who did electrical. They just decided they were going to. They understood that the white wire goes with the white wire and the black wire goes with the black wire, and as long as you connect them, you have power. And the whole house was powered on one circuit. There was multiple breakers, but for some reason they just decided to do it off one circuit. The panel was burnt. There was lots of burn marks on the panel.
What about bugs or like insects, animals, rodents?
Yeah, being clean for an home inspector is good. At that point, I did a home in La Conchita one time, and there was a flea inspection. So
Well, that's awesome, Kevin. That's awesome, man. I think that's all I have for you today, man. That was very informational. I think that's going to be a big help for our viewers. And, from our viewers, I want to hear from you. Do you think a home inspection is important, or should you just have your cousin come inspect it? All right. So what do you guys think? Because, well, thank you. Thank you so much, Kevin Baldonado with JDA Home Inspection. Like I said, if you guys think that home inspection is important, please leave it in the comments, or if you have any stories, I want to hear some horror stories. I love hearing horror stories about the business. But if you found some value from the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.